How has been your experience at Davos this year?
You know, Davos is always an interesting experience. It's a mixed experience of attending some interesting sessions, meeting some interesting people, both in the sessions and offline, and also seeing what many of the leaders from different walks of life are saying. You have a very large number of heads of state here. You have business leaders, you have leaders from civil society, a large number of opinion makers are here. And the interesting thing they also do now is get youngsters in. They have the young global leaders, they have the global shapers. So you are hearing views from a cross-section of backgrounds and ages. So I think that's interesting. Fortunately, the weather is wonderful this year. We're seeing more sun out and no rain or snow so far.
And from the talks that you have been to and from the people that you have met, in what context is being India discussed at IBEF this year?
So India is being discussed 2 or 3 different perspectives. One is a question which people are asking about the elections, whether due to the elections things have slowed down and whether post the elections things or policy making or direction would change. And that's an obvious question to ask of any democracy, especially a large democracy like ours. The other question being asked is about when India's growth, high growth will come back. Will India turn around faster than some of the other countries, or will it continue at this pace? And the third question that many global CEOs are asking is, can we find consistent policy making which will be followed through, or are we likely to have some more back and forth as India was being blamed for, as you know, in the last couple of years? Besides that, I think in the long term, everybody believes India is still a good bet. The concern seems to be the here and now in the short term, whether we can become a more attractive market than many others. Because don't forget, we are also competing with 80 plus other economies like ours who are looking for attention and investment and technologies. So it is important that we make sure that we are a good destination, and we are seen as a good destination for people, companies to come in, for people to come in and spend their time and money and resources on building an India presence or an India relationship.
And so, how has been your experience at the India Adda this year? You have been a regular visitor over the years.
Well, the India Adda is always a wonderful place, as you know. This has become like an anchor for not just all of the Indians or most of the Indians, but also for many of the non-Indians. For many years, people used to come here looking for samosas or to meet some of the Indian friends. The change this year, of course, is that we have a new catering service which has added more dimension to the menu, changing menus every day, changing menus for each meal. So I think it's very interesting, and the Indian Adda is always colorful. You can meet all kinds of people here. You will meet ministers from many countries. You meet economists. You meet media people here. So it's always a good experience. And I think this is something that we should keep going, and we should continue to evolve as we move forward.
So what's your perception about the Indian economy? What are your thoughts on the long-term growth of the Indian economy?
See, in the long term, our prospects are very, very good. And there are enough reasons for it. Our fundamentals are very strong. Our savings rates are very high. Our now new interest in consumption is very high. We have the best dependency ratio in the world. We have a market economy which is expanding at a rapid rate. We have a stated position to grow manufacturing more than it is right now. That itself will create additional significant amount of growth. Our challenge continues to be, how do we do all of this quickly, smoothly, and how do we create an environment where you have policies which provide a tailwind to the economy to grow. And this is not just for industry, but for the entire economy to grow, for agriculture to grow, for industry to grow, and for services to keep on growing as they've been doing. So a combination of these, I think, is what will work. And it's clear that India's policy of inclusion is good and is necessary for a country like India. And we also need to strike the balance between big public spend and a big public generation of resources and revenue. So therefore, some added focus on bringing in tax reforms, labor reforms, focus on improving agriculture productivity, agriculture marketing, agriculture processing. So there is a slew of initiatives which are required in the short to medium term. But as I said, in the long term, I think we are in very good shape.
As you mentioned about manufacturing, and you being, the company being one of the largest names in the industry that you operate in, what are the inherent strengths that India has that complements the manufacturing industry growth?
See, India traditionally has been a manufacturing, besides an agrarian economy, we've been a manufacturing nation. In recent periods, services have become a big part of the economy. But manufacturing, to many in India, comes as a natural economic activity, natural place to look for a job. So, and it also can absorb a very, very large number of people, because one of our big challenges in India is going to be our young population. While it is a big plus, it is also a challenge while it's an opportunity. The challenge is that we have to educate, train and skill these people so that they can become self-employed or employable. And manufacturing offers that huge opportunity for creating millions of new jobs. And we do need to create millions of new jobs for India.